Most men walk through life completely blind to the silent signals women send out constantly. The truth is, a woman rarely leaves a trail by accident. Every single gesture communicates an underlying intention. If you feel like there's a connection hanging in the air but you're just not sure, stop the guessing game right now. When a woman starts keeping you at the center of her thoughts, her behavior changes drastically. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what happens in the female subconscious when she decides that you are interesting. The first sign that almost no guy notices is the phenomenon of irrelevant selective memory. You know when she brings up a tiny, minute detail from a conversation you had 2 weeks ago? It could be the name of your childhood dog or that specific brand of coffee you said you preferred. Psychologically, this happens because her brain is prioritizing information about you in her reticular activating system. When we're interested, our minds filter out the noise and focus intensely on every little fragment of data about the target. If she's recalling things you don't even remember saying, she is thinking about you constantly. That level of data retention is a clear emotional investment that proves you are occupying serious mental real estate. The second revealing behavior is a shift in her digital response rhythm. I'm not just talking about how fast she texts you back or replies to your voice notes. The interesting detail here is the depth and the continuity she tries to maintain within the conversation. If she's asking open-ended questions or sharing something funny about her day without any apparent reason, pay attention. In psychology, we call this a search for emotional proximity through constant and deliberate availability. She wants her presence to be noticed by you even when you're physically apart. It's a subtle way of marking territory in your mind so that you're thinking about her too. If this is already making sense to you, please hit the like button on the video right now. It helps the channel keep bringing you this kind of deep dive content to help you with your relationships. Sign number 3. The mirroring effect in her language and vocabulary. Watch closely to see if she's started using your slang, your expressions, or even your same tone of voice. This is an instinctive biological process called social mimicry, and its goal is to create an immediate sense of unity. When a woman is thinking about someone a lot, she unconsciously absorbs the behavioral patterns of that person. She does this to signal that you two are in sync and belong to the same intimate social circle. It's one of the purest forms of subconscious validation the human body can express in an interaction. If she talks like you, it's because the image of who you are is etched in her mind. Sign number 4. Constant presence in your digital field of vision. Have you noticed she's always one of the first people to view every single one of your stories? Or maybe she likes old photos of yours that required her to scroll through your profile for a long time. This kind of psychological detail is exactly what I explain in depth in my complete guide, Attraction Secrets. There, I teach you how to identify these layers of interest and how to act to intensify that emotional connection. In the digital world, attention is the most valuable currency a woman can offer a man. If she's spending her time monitoring your every move, you've already won the battle for basic female attention. Sign number 5. Indirect mentions in conversations with others. If you have mutual friends, start paying attention to whether your name pops up out of the blue. She might say something like, "Oh, Paul mentioned that restaurant last week," without any real context needed. Bringing your name into her social reality is a way for her to process her desire internally through speech. When she talks about you to others, she's testing the environment's reaction to your value. It's like she's confirming to herself that thinking about you is a socially validated choice. This is a sign that her interest has moved past the casual phase and become something more structured. If you want to keep understanding more and more about female psychology and attraction dynamics, subscribe to the channel. Don't miss the upcoming videos that are going to completely flip your perception of women and dating. Sign number 6. Aesthetic investment in your presence. Notice if she makes little adjustments to her hair or her clothes whenever you walk into the same room. Evolutionary psychology explains that women step up their self-care and appearance to signal high value and attraction. If she looks more put together when she knows she's going to see you, that is not a random coincidence. She is trying to capture your gaze and ensure that your visual memory of her is always flawless. This conscious effort demonstrates that she cares deeply about the image you project onto her personality. She wants to be the most beautiful woman you see that day to make sure you stay interested. The truth is, most men ignore these subtleties and end up missing out on incredible opportunities for connection. Understanding these signs isn't just about ego, it's about reading the world strategically and intelligently. When you learn to decipher what's happening between the lines, you stop chasing and start naturally attracting. You now possess a competitive advantage that very few men have the privilege of understanding or using. Use this knowledge with confidence and watch how your relationship dynamics shift in a huge way. Remember, power always belongs to the person who can see what is hidden from everyone else.